Welcome to the Soul Happy Success series. I'm your host and your coach, Rebecca. What is up? And today we're talking about how you can get it all done, the elusiveness of balance, and world domination. I know, great name. It is the name of an accountability tool that I'm going to teach you today. But before we jump in, then I would love it if you would take a minute, like and subscribe. If this is useful for you, don't miss these coming out every week. And let's dive right into world domination. So I've been doing this practice for over a year. I'm very fortunate in that it helped me to leave my 9 to 5, to grow my business, and even to meet my partner. Interestingly, we now do this practice together. We have since we were together, I believe we were together a month and a half, and we started doing this every single Sunday, 4 p.m. That time has never changed. And fortunately, my husband has also seen incredible, insane results and focus for his writing. He's a creative writer. I'm so proud of him. Just you wait for that book launch. It's going to be wonderful. And he's seen some incredible results in that time too. So what is world domination and how do you do it? So first of all, it is the easiest accountability tool that you will come across. There are so many, and I know this is probably just another you'll add to your repertoire, but I swear if you set aside 15 minutes on a Sunday at 4 p.m., for example, but whenever you choose to do it, then this will really give you some serious intention for your life, some real focus, and will start to change things. So first of all, please choose a time in a day that is not going to change, that you are going to use as your world domination time. Put it in your schedule. Get yourself like a Google Calendar, get it in there, get yourself like a normal planner. This is not an ad. This is the Ella Iconic calendar, like planner. It's wonderful. I use one every year, but I also use Todoist. So there's apps on your phone. So there's anything that works for you, and trial out a couple of different things. So the 3 that I use is I have a weekly planner. It's by Ella Iconic. Get wherever you want. I have my Google Calendar, which is so useful because it bings my phone 10 minutes before anything is going to happen. And then I also have a to-do list on my phone. It's an app called Todoist. So if you want to try any of those are just a few name dropping, just a few habit trackers in there for you. But if you want to try them out and see what works for you, pick that time and that day and have a reminder, even if it's just the alarm on your phone and you set it to, every Sunday, 4 p.m., every week at this time, then that is fundamentally going to change how you plan your whole life. Is setting aside time to consciously create your life instead of just kind of rolling with the punches. So step 1 is you must look at your schedule for the week ahead. So if you're looking ahead at next week, what does it look like for you? So example for us, we'll just take a typical week. We'll not take a typical week. We'll take next week. We are traveling from Colorado to Texas. So that's going to be 2 days out of my normal schedule. So what does that look like when I take 2 days out of my normal schedule for my schedule next week? That looks like I want to plan less for my business. I want to plan a little bit more for my personal time. I'm going to get lots of husband time, fortunately, when we're road tripping across the US. So I'm going to spend intention there. So this is how you create balance. Balance is not everything is 50-50. Balance is next week I'm taking 2 days out of my normal life. So what does that look like? So maybe you've got, a wedding that you're going to, or a kid's party, or you've got a work function that you have to attend. It's all going to shift. So look at your schedule and look at what is possible for you in the next week, because we can all set big goals and we can all freaking miss big goals, right? So it's a practice of looking forward and saying, this is my capacity. And if I meet it, I actually looked at my goals today and they're all met. And I was really proud of myself. Because now I just get to do extra bonus work. And next week, then I get to build and I get to grow on some of those things. But when you meet them, you get like a boost of endorphins. You're like, I'm really proud of myself. I did that thing that I said I would do. I committed to that promise that I made to myself and I got it done. but I got it done under the confines of the time that I believed I had. I didn't think I would have as much time as I did this week, and I ended up with more time, which meant I could get through things faster, which was great, right? That's not always the case, but I know what's not negotiable. What is non-negotiable for you next week to complete, and focus on those things. So first you look at your schedule, step one. And step two is then you break down the things that are important to you. So you'll have 3 personal goals. So it could look like, I'm going to work out 3 times this week. I'm going to meditate 1 time this week. I'm going to go out for coffee with my friends 3 times this week. Whatever it looks like, what fills you up personally. So even if you looked at next week and you have a wedding to go to, it's being present with my friends at their wedding. That is a goal. Yes, 100% you'll meet it because you're going to that wedding, right? But it is just beautiful to infuse intention around, this is what I'm doing to like fill my soul up and to feel like I have balance in my day. So 3 personal goals. And then you have 3 work or business related goals. So if you run your own business, this is so useful. You can start to set yourself goals and benchmarks, and you can continue to grow on them and build on them. The first time I did this, it was brainstorm YouTube ideas and think more about YouTube. It genuinely was very small things that got me to the point where I felt like I could be on YouTube or have a podcast, or it's those small steps that you're tracking. And then you look back over the year and you think, wow, now I don't even think twice about making a YouTube video or recording a podcast. Whereas back then it was such a big deal. So you get to really reflect on how your business has grown, but also if this is work for you. So maybe you don't have your own business, maybe you're 9 to 5, you're like, my 9 to 5 is a bomb. But there are things that you have to be conscious of in that job. And what are the 3 real intentions for that week? Maybe you have a proposal you have to put forward to your boss. Maybe you have sales quota to meet. Maybe you have an amount of people that you need to see or you need to help. Whatever it is, it could be a work fundraiser. Infuse it with intention. 3 things that you have to do in work or business that week. And then 1 relationship goal. Now, for us, that has been anything from when we first got together, it was spend more time together. It has been work through things that have been hard for us. It has been, we've moved to America and gotten married. So get married was one of our weekly goals at one point. So looking at your relationship, your fundamental relationship. So if you have a partner in your life, amazing. It's like a surefire, you're probably going to choose that. But also it can be your family life. There have been weeks where my relationship goals have been based more on spending more time with my family because I've been moving to America, or spending more time with my nephew or giving him FaceTime so that I can feel connected, or, catching up with my girlfriends. So pick the relationship goal that works for you. And that's it. That's your world domination. And then step 3 is record it. Record it somewhere. So I record mine. There's a weekly double page spread in this planner. So I like to write it down there. And then underneath all of the week, when it's individual days and times, then I like to write them on the bottom so that I can tick them off as I go. It's really useful for me. And then every single week I can just refer back to that one page. You can write this in an app. You can write this in notes on your phone. You can write it on your hand. Don't recommend, but you could. You can write it on a piece of paper that you stick in your laptop, whatever feels good for you. I definitely had it on a Post-it on my MacBook for a while because I wasn't picking up my planner as much. I'd really fallen out of that habit. So this is a habit, and you'll have to try a couple of different things, which is why I'm giving you a bunch of ideas to see what works for you and what resonates for you. Because what happens when you're not in a one-to-one coaching situation is all you can get is generalized coaching. All you can get is generalized ideas. So that tends to be why people then go into memberships or coaching programs. That's a complete side note, but that's why I'm giving you so many ideas. It doesn't mean you have to do all of them. It just means you get to try some of them and try them again and again until they work for you. Because trust me, this tool will work for anyone in any capacity and will change your life should you do it and then complete your actions, of course. So you're going to record it somewhere that you're going to see it, somewhere that you're going to notice it, and then you're going to rinse, repeat. the next week. You're going to go back the next week, and before you look at your schedule, you're going to check in on yourself. How did you do the week before? Did you meet all your goals? Were they a little bit ambitious? Okay, then you're going to tone them down. Were they under ambitious? Mine were under ambitious this week. I'm really proud of myself. So that means that next week I feel like I can take on more. But bearing in mind, next week my life is different because I have 2 days where I'm not in a house, I'm literally in a car. So what does that look like? How can I change my goals to suit that? So then start to look at your week ahead, then create 3 goals for your personal life, 3 goals for your business and your work life, or your work life, and 1 goal for your relationship. It's that simple. So I hope that that was useful. And if sticking to something like that is a real challenge for you, if it's a real mission, if consistency is your problem, then I 100% recommend to check out the Confidence Compound. That is my membership program, and we check in on World Domination every single Monday. And it's just a beautiful community, a space to grow. And if it feels like you're called to look into it, I will drop the link in the show notes. In the meantime, I'll be over here believing in you. I know that you can do this, and I promise you this is one of the biggest game changers in my life. I'm so grateful for it, and I can't wait to see how it changes your life too.